pew 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 pew.
COD Daddy's in the building, broadcasting live from some parts unknown. Joining me on the sticks, he's that bad dad of COD. You might know him as Muscle V, but we know him as Dixie.
Yo, yo.
And our executive producer, he's the man that shirts have forgotten. He is the Pants Man.
Laser gun.
Pew pew. And you can feel free to ask me anything, for I am your king of COD. I am Jeeves, and I welcome you to another edition of Call of Daddy 2. Tonight, we're talking what else but Easter. But before we get into any Easter talk, Muscle V, what happened on last episode?
Last time on COD Daddies, our heroes held another Wednesday drink along with Boo as the Toastmaster. The topic of the day was spring break. Boo made his long anticipated announcement that he potentially might, meet Natalie Portman. Our heroes played the top 30 game where they had to guess the top 30 spring break games according to Jeeves, with the top 3 games being Civil War at 3, Flip Cup at 2, number 1 choice Boom. Pantsman was the winner.
Boom.
Boom.
Continuing Kill Battle 3, Wrath. The score stands as follows, with Muscle V at 38, Jeeves at 37, Hot Soup at 7, Snipers still the same. Listen in as our heroes continue on to one final battle before spring break.
Wait. So when you say the sniper is still the same, do you mean nobody's gotten a sniper, or are you saying that you just can't be bothered to remember the numbers?
Little of both, buddy. Little of both.
It didn't change. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
By the way, you don't have to specify Kill Battle 3 Wrath. It's Kill Battle Series 2 Wrath.
Kill Battle Wrath.
Kill Battle Wrath. Yeah, that's fine. All right, you
guys are having a wrath battle?
We're having a wrath off.
Yeah.
A raffle?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, we're having a raffle. That sounds like you have a lisp. That's very fun to say. Yeah, we're raffling tonight, for sure. So it really shocking, by the way, yesterday that we found out that you guys know more about fashion than you do about drinking games. That was crazy. What a reveal that ended up.
First of all, you didn't give us 30 fashions to cycle through.
I think you would have done much better had I.
We had a solid 9 out of a 30. We got a third of them. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm defending our honor. As the one who won, I'm defending our honor.
Yeah, you did fine. I almost threw you into conniption when I told you that beer pong could be spelled 2 different ways.
Wait, are you a COD daddy or a COD mom? Conniption is a phrase I've only ever heard my mother use.
Well, that's why I used it for you in the context of speaking about you. Do people not say that? Should I stop? I'm not a mom. Should I stop saying that?
I mean, I love the word. It's a great word, but I just genuinely, I've never heard anyone but my own mother say it.
Well, maybe I'm getting in the Easter spirit then, because I feel like moms are very present in Eastering. Can you get me a synonym for that? I don't want to be caught with my pants down again.
You're asking me to define conniption?
Oh, I want a synonym.
Like a fit or a.
I don't think it's going to sound any better if I say you were throwing a fit. I think that's the same.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not
saying
saying.
Vibe.
I'm not saying you were infantilizing me. I'm saying you're an old person.
No, I got you. I want a cooler sounding word, but I still want to express that you were losing your mind.
I was blowing a deuce.
What?
How we're inventing fun new ways to say it.
No, I wanted you to
pooping?
Google it.
Yeah,
I don't want you to tell.
What were you doing with that deuce?
Do not tell people you're blowing a deuce. I'm pretty sure that's a sex maneuver. And knock it off.
It didn't occur to me. It genuinely didn't occur to me I could Google synonyms.
What? Why?
I don't know. It just didn't. Oh, here we go. How do you spell conniption?
I think blowing a deuce is the long version of Blumpkin, I believe. You've just spelled it out for people. Ugh. I don't know. Just Google Yiddish and then type knipsch. I'm sure it'll start coming up.
Is it Yiddish?
It has to be, right?
It
Oh
sounds
my gosh.
Must
very,
be.
very Yiddishy.
It's
All right.
Yiddishy.
We'll
Thank you.
start with the synonyms: fit, tantrum, temper, conniption fit, feelings,
That's the.
huff,
Why would it?
passion, and
Why would you
scene.
say conniption fit? That's the
I
same
don't know.
thing.
It was on the list.
What was the
Um,
last one?
a scene.
None of those work. I should just avoid this phrase. It sounds like.
So when you said fit, I thought you were talking about like somebody who's in like, well, like good shape.
You thought I called him in good shape because he didn't know how to spell. Because I asked him how to spell beer pong.
No, I wasn't saying that. I was saying the conniption part of it. I think that Google may have messed up and said, "Oh, this person's very fit if they're a conniption."
So
The, sta-
apparently,
the
it
stamina it takes to
originated.
throw a conniption.
It originated in American English. It is not a Yiddish phrase.
Do we have things that started in American English? I didn't know that.
Doesn't sound right.
We had
Yeah.
Alf. Alf was started in American English,
That's not, yeah, but the word Alf wasn't.
wasn't it?
Was it? I don't. As soon as I said that, that didn't sound right.
Well, that was a fun conniption.
Sorry, I'm trying not to have my character throw a physical conniption. Okay, I got killed, as you might have guessed. Yeah, Easter. This should be easy to talk. We're just picking all the things you guys are really good at talking about. I've got a Jew and an atheist here to talk Easter, following up two guys that have never been to spring break, and we started the week talking fashion. So this is really, we've gone all out to pick topics that are perfect for you guys. Tailor made.
Tailor made. Well, I will say for me, obviously I can't speak for Muscle V, although I keep trying to and he won't let me.
That's why you don't give him the choice.
So I was not raised religious, but my family is on my there. I come from Christian peoples, and Easter was always something we did. Although it was just an excuse to have brunch, and was not really a very religious in our celebration of it.
Is it a was it a specific Christianity? Do you feel comfortable sharing that?
Well, so my mom's side was Catholic,
Ah, the classics.
and my dad's side was Protestant. I know he was Protestant. I want to say
What?
Methodist. All I can say for certain is it was one of the bland ones.
Is Protestant and can you be a Methodist and a Protestant?
So anybody, basically, as I understand it, anybody who is a Christian but not a Catholic is a Protestant, right? Because it was like the protesters against the Catholic Church who formed different churches. Have you never heard the history of your own religion?
I'm Catholic. I don't have to worry about that.
No, fair enough. Yeah, that's
I'm the good
like
one.
the whole story of like Martin Luther like nailed a bunch of demands or something onto a church door, and then it started the Protestant Revolution or whatever.
I'm going to be real honest. Every time I've heard that, every time, even though I know it's not right, I think it's Martin Luther King Jr.
Wow.
Every single time. I'm just like, man, he was a busy guy. He had a lot going on.
I will say there is something pretty cool about being more or less named after somebody and then being more famous than the person you're named after.
Yeah, for sure. That's got to be super rare, right? Other than like, I guess, kings and popes or whatever.
I'm still holding that hope one of the George Foreman Juniors are going to really do something.
Well, he had,
How
what,
many
like 9 of
juniors are
them?
there?
I think he named all of his kids George,
And I think
including the girls.
I think he had a lot of kids too, so shouldn't be a problem.
And I only know that because of The Simpsons. So, like most of my knowledge of the world, it came from The Simpsons.
I love boxing, but I only know that because of his grill selling, weirdly enough.
Did he talk a lot about his kids while he's selling the grills?
No, just the commercial would come up and then someone sitting next to me would be like, oh, do you know he had a lot of kids, named them all George? I'm like, no, tell me more. I don't need to hear anything about these grills. I'm obviously not buying this. Tell me everything you know about JF.
Oh.
GF. Yikes. Must have just got killed by a, a, very naked guy.
Yeah. Very naked.
I'm sorry, what?
Very naked.
Bare naked. So how about you, Muscle V? What's your relationship to Easter as
Um,
it stands?
I enjoy ham.
Okay, great. I Is that just what you tell people anytime you meet them now? Like, you just shout that at them? That has nothing to do with Easter.
Ham.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of worried that
Is that
that's
not,
Ham
is that
maybe.
ham is a traditional Eastern dinner. Eastern, Jesus, um, an Easter dinner,
Now
like
here in the
meal.
West, we don't do that. No, yeah, of course, it's a meal, but it's still just to go around shouting "I love ham" at people like you're some weird Pokemon. I'm just worried that when you go out in public, it's problematic now.
it's the new hello.
I didn't get to see you last weekend. I'm pretty sure that you've lost your mind. It's the new hello.
It's the new
It's the
hello. Yeah,
the ham low. I like ham.
that.
Hamlo sounds like something to do with Rob Lowe.
Oh yeah, like his younger brother's Hamlo, or Rob Lowe doing Hamlet.
There you go. I mean, I would see that. I probably wouldn't go to see that if I'm being
It
honest.
Stop. It wouldn't be good, but you'd have to watch it.
Well, if he did it if he did it as a pig, like if he was a pig Hamlet,
Oh my god, that's great. I'd watch that.
right?
Why wasn't Hamlet about pigs? Or why has no cartoon ever done that? At least, I
I
mean,
don't
probably because
know.
it's super dark and depressing of a story, maybe. But still, it's a good premise. Anyway, back to you, Muscle V. You like ham. That's fantastic. How do you feel about the rest of the Easter celebrations? Have you partaken?
Um, I have not. The only thing I know about Easter is the ham.
Your wife does not celebrate Easter?
She celebrates it by going to get food at her
What it
grandparents' house.
Okay. Thank
I
you
was
for
gonna say,
completing that thought.
yeah, just eating would not count, I don't think.
I was gonna say I think she probably gets food pretty regularly. I don't know that that's a special holiday treat. Food.
It's a special holiday. You have to get food.
Oh my God, it's Easter. I finally can eat again. That's great.
So
So she doesn't, they don't do any of the other traditions
That
around
surprised
Easter?
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
me
don't we
too.
don't dress up as bunnies or anything or eat
Yep,
colored
you got it.
eggs.
Yeah. Pantsman, have you eaten the colored eggs? Have you done that?
The way we're framing it sounds weird. We're making it sound like you're like dyeing scrambled eggs, but yes, I have. I grew up making the hard boiled eggs and dyeing them different colors and I didn't really so much eat hard boiled eggs then. I feel like I was not as into it, but I like eggs now. I don't color them. I just eat them white.
So is this where
Yeah,
green
this
eggs and ham came from?
No,
I don't think so,
that
but I
was
don't.
Dr. Seuss.
No, I know
He
Dr.
might.
Seuss, but he had an Easter dinner and he's like, "Holy shit, we can paint these eggs. Let's make it green."
Okay, but again, like he was. I don't think he was talking about no. Just no.
You don't know.
You don't think? Yeah, why
I
don't
know.
you?
I'm confident.
Eh.
I mean, you have to think like he wrote a lot of books. He probably did a lot of Easters too.
I heard he was a fan of Easter. That was his favorite holiday.
Yeah, that's why he did that book,
Yep.
Easter or not.
Or just
Here I
just green
here I
eggs
come.
and ham. That's Easter right there.
Oh, actually, that's a really good point.
He was literally he's eating his Easter brunch for dinner, writing a book about what he was eating.
I mean,
Uh,
you're not entirely wrong.
yeah, actually, the more you're
Pretty
weirdly, the more you're.
weirdly.
This is the first time you've ever convinced me of anything, but it's a good pitch.
Yeah, I think it's true.
Might bode well.
Google it.
Bode well for the future segment. I don't know. Um, I will not Google it.
That's a mistake. Oh, okay.
I
Sorry.
will.
Jeeves it. Jeeves it.
I will not ask. The Jeeves database refuses to run that query. I don't know why. Um, but yeah, well, I was super into hard-boiled eggs like I am now. It's still a fantastic way to consume an egg. It is a little off-putting because you get like you don't get all of the dye on the egg, but you get like a faint hint of whatever color you dyed it. It's a little like as you're eating it, you're like, I probably shouldn't be eating this dye I don't trust that came in like a $2 box. that you
So,
used cardboard to assist with.
so do you paint the like outside or do you like
So you hard boil the egg and then you dye the shell.
So the way we always did it, and I assume this is just the standard way, is you buy these little kits that have all these little colored food dyes, and you basically paint the. Do you use vinegar? I remember having a very vinegary smell.
You won't believe this. I did none of the admin. My mom set all of it up.
Oh, it was
I
like
just
it was
dipped.
like at Christmas, my mom would make us cookies, and then we would help make the cookies by eating the dough or whatever. And then at Easter, we would like dip our own eggs. But you like dip your egg into
Well, I
the.
dipped the egg, but she
Oh, okay.
set it all up and
Oh,
stuff.
I see. I see. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you like dip the egg into this bath of whatever color, and you can like paint it with like a wax crayon first to like prevent the dye from sticking to do like different like patterns and things.
I actually forgot that part.
Yeah. It was kind of a cool activity for a little kid to do. Like it's not a hard it's like a very easy low cost like arts and craft thing.
But it is an absolute batshit activity, regardless of whatever you're celebrating that day.
When I was always so impatient because like the longer you let it sit in the dye, the darker the color gets. And so my eggs always came
Yeah.
out really light and sad because I was just like, I'm tired of holding this egg over this bath.
I'm not doing this anymore. Well, wait, didn't you ever get the ones that set in themselves so you don't have to sit there holding it?
Well, what do you mean?
Like, I forget the holder method, but there was a way that you didn't hold it yourself.
I feel like my mom always just had like these wire these thin little wire dangly things that you would like hold and it would hold the egg and you dip it in. And I feel like we didn't have anything more sophisticated than that.
Yeah, wasn't there a version of that where you didn't have it was the same tech, that nonsense wire thing, but then you
Mm-hmm.
didn't sit there physically holding it. You could just drop it in and like it was kind of like doing a fry cook on your egg.
I
And you,
I feel like there were some that you just dyed one color, or you would dye it like I don't know. I don't remember it having a like way to like get only half the egg in and hold it there.
it was like the same wire tech, but there was like a ladler version of it.
I don't know, man.
All right. I mean,
I
honest,
have not, despite having nieces, I've never done it with them, and I've certainly never dyed eggs for my own sake.
I'm pretty confident that existed. If it didn't, we can make a shitload of money off of it. If they're still using that same old tech where you have to hold it,
Well,
we should
also
we should stop
not
this right now and make a new product.
not for nothing, but I feel like the thing that always bothered me a little bit about the eggs, and I don't think I knew this intellectually as a child. I just kind of knew it instinctually. Like you're making these eggs really pretty and decorative, so you don't really want to crack them open and ruin them. But also, like you have to kind of leave them out for at least a little while to appreciate them. So it's like, how long you want those eggs just sitting out room temperature
30,
before and then you're still gonna eat them?
32 seconds.
Yeah,
What?
they didn't sit on display anywhere. I don't actually that's a good question. I don't remember what we did with it.
You
They
put
because
so much work into it, and then it's just like, well, I guess we'll eat them.
I'm not even as a little kid, it felt like we were doing too much work. I was just like, we don't really have to be doing this. Like I'll do it because that's what everyone's doing, but we don't really have to.
Yeah, it was always something I was excited to do initially, and then like 10 minutes in, I was like, so do we have to do all
Yeah.
these eggs or?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Can you wrap this up? I'll be back. Uh yeah, there's a reason you only do it once a year, I think. And that's why it's exciting at first. You're like, holy shit, I haven't seen this for a year. I can't believe we still
Right.
own this. And
Well,
turned out you didn't.
it's the same thing with Christmas cookies. Like it was always so exciting, but then like you start decorating a cookie and you're like, this is like a lot of work, and all I want to do is dip it in frosting and eat it. Like I don't really want to decorate it.
The payoff's a little better though. The Christmas
Way
cookie
better.
at least tastes really good. The
And
eggs,
those, if you do decorate them nice, they can sit out. They don't have to
true,
be in the
yeah.
fridge.
Yeah, whereas the eggs, it's like I've made this hard boiled egg just slightly worse. This was a waste of everyone's time, I think.
So I just had a thought in my head, which is my favorite way to have a party egg or an egg that might exist at a party or like a
I
get
was gonna say,
together.
you used the phrase party egg. I've never heard it. I love it. I'm using it going forward.
Well, a
Tell
deviled egg is the best way to have like a potluck egg or a get together egg.
Yeah,
And
it's the only acceptable finger food egg.
Yep.
and I was about to say like, oh man, I really wish deviled egg was a part of the Easter tradition, but then I remembered it's supposed to be a Jesus holiday, so deviled egg probably not the best.
Uh, no, it's your job to rid the party of the devil. You have to eat all the deviled eggs. If you leave any sitting out, he's gonna go after Jesus or whatever.
I mean, that's a religious doctrine I can get behind.
Yeah, you're doing it as a service to Jesus.
You're
Which
welcome, Jesus.
That's how I feel about all deviled eggs. That's why I make sure to never leave them in my fridge. Also, why the fuck are deviled eggs so good, and why are they so much work?
Yeah,
Have you ever made them at all?
yeah.
We
Oh yeah.
did. We made them once. I can't remember if it was pandemic or like right before the pandemic, but we made it once. It was like, well, I'm never doing that again. That was a horrible time.
I made them a few times. I made them because I was gonna take my boyfriend on a picnic, um, and so and this was like the first time we did something like that. So I was really excited. I actually bought a cooler for the occasion.
Wow.
Um, I made a bunch of stuff, but I mostly made deviled eggs. That's a weird way to phrase that. We
Uh-huh.
ate more than deviled eggs. But that was the only thing that was really intense, like actual prep work involved. Um, and they are a mess. Like they're a fucking mess. And even if you like, unless you buy one of those you like specific deviled egg carrying cases, like they're going to get everywhere. Like even if you made them nice, they're going to fall into each other and be terrible.
Yeah.
Um, but I made them, and I'm pretty sure it's the only reason he's still with me. He's just like, someday I'm going to be with him, and he's going to make me those deviled eggs,
One of these
and
days.
everything else is worth that because he really liked them.
That's fair. Well, did you think they were a particularly good deviled egg?
I mean, to me, they were just a deviled egg. It wasn't. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed them quite a bit, but it was not like great. It wasn't like, oh my god, I've never had one this good. Like it was a deviled egg. They're always the same. They're great.
Ooh,
Um,
every once in a while you have a deviled egg where like, oh, that was actually better than the other deviled eggs somehow.
That's interesting. I will say that he tried to make deviled eggs back home. Now they don't really. So apparently mayonnaise exists in Taiwan, but it's a very sort of like he said they often have sweet mayonnaise, which I can't wrap my head
Yes.
around. Yeah, and I don't think the like he showed me the recipe he used, and it did not include near enough mustard, and I don't think it included any vinegar. And I was like, yeah, you made weird, runny, pale like eggs. Like those were not bedeviled.
So my wife's grandma, she makes deviled eggs and she puts a sweet pickle on top. It's fucking delicious.
Oh, yeah, that sounds
That
good.
sounds good.
I'm in on that.
I've had the bacon bit on top, and that's quite nice.
Yeah,
Not had the sweet pickle though. I'd give it a go.
it's delicious.
I could also go for a spicy pickle on top.
So I said before that we do best when we're discussing food because we just really care about food, and I love that this Easter episode is just evolving into egg talk,
Well, Easter
as it
is a
should.
lot. Yeah, it's a lot about food. It's a lot about one of the best foods of all time, the egg. It's not a lot about eating the egg outside of green eggs and ham, but I mean, there's food is laced throughout the Easter celebration for reasons I can't. Well, I guess we'll have to save that. Like, we'll hopefully be touching on it here in a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's a foodie holiday. It's one of the best parts about Easter.
for sure.
Muscle V, why don't you go ahead and do your ad read right now?
Sure. Honey, maple, brown sugar, black forest, Virginia. You may be wondering what I'm talking about. It's ham. Buy it, cook it, eat it. Ham.
Oh my,
Ham.
whoa. Was that a non that
The,
was that a Muscle V ad for something other than the Muscle V?
yeah, in the spirit of ham.
I love ham.
I do. I
Uh,
have to say, I absolutely have always loved how much you adore pork products as a Jew.
It's a forbidden delicacy.
Real quick, can you tell us who sent that ad in?
Yeah, ham.
Ham.
The the
Ham's a product.
the pigs themselves.
The pigs themselves absolutely did not send you an ad read for ham.
It's Ham the pig.
What? From Toy Story?
Yeah.
You know who it was? It was those stupid fucking cows from the Chick-fil-A. They're doubling down on their try to get you to eat other animals business.
Oh, that's good.
I don't love Chick-fil-A. It's a great campaign. It's
It's
very funny.
clever.
Yeah. Yeah. Too bad they hate the gays though. You know?
It's a darn shame.
They're closed on
That and the
Sundays. What the hell?
that and the chicken's not that good. I think it's super overrated.
I've never. Well, I was gonna say I've never had it. I have had it, but it was. I've had it exactly once, and it was before all the gay stuff. Um, and I agree with you. I really didn't understand why it was so hyped because I thought it was pretty pathetic.
So I actually like Chick-fil-A.
And you hate the gays, so it works out. It's good synergy.
No, I like Chick-fil-A. I think their chicken's pretty good actually.
I think the chicken always has this taste like it was bathed in pickle that I don't
I think
understand.
it was. It was bathed in pickle.
And I guess that's a feature. I don't know. Every time I've had it, I'm like, I just taste pickle, even if I'm not eating the pickle that's on it.
I used to prefer Raising Cane's over Chick-fil-A, but Raising Cane's in my area has gone downhill very fast.
Well, have you buttered both sides of your toast? A little BBS action?
That's not the part. The part I'm complaining about is the chicken has gotten smaller and smaller over the years.
Are you just
I
ordering the nugget instead of the finger or whatever?
No, I'm getting the four piece, and the four piece looks more like a two piece
Yeah,
put
I kind of feel
together.
like I've seen the same thing at the Popeyes. I feel like Popeyes has gone downhill too.
Can you start shooting a yearly video where you prove that this is happening? That would be great.
I may have to go back a couple years.
Well, no,
What?
just do it going forward. You don't,
I mean,
you don't need to get a time
I don't
machine.
know. I don't know if they can go smaller. That's the issue. Like it used to be big 2 years ago. I just gotten way small now.
Oh, you think that they've just downsized and that's it?
I think they've downsized, or maybe their chickens got smaller, or what? I don't know what's going on, but
Okay. Well, anyway, thanks, Ham the
Maybe
pig.
they got so popular that they had to start killing their chickens before they were done growing.
Oh, honestly, maybe. Uh, anyway, thanks, Ham the pig. I don't know why you sent in a advertisement for pig product, but hey, that's cool. I guess you're a toy, so I guess you don't really care. So yeah, go out there and try some ham. Maybe this Easter, which is coming up Sunday. Uh, 1 second. Oh, Pantsman, what do you got for awards tonight? It's just you.
Well, today I would like to award the JD Power and Associates Award. And it is going to the cousin of the Easter Bunny. That's right, the Energizer Bunny is winning this award. And they're winning it for their amazing work in the field of power and electricity, which is, I assume, what the JD Power and Associates Award is about. Congratulations, Energizer Bunny.
Congratulations, Energizer Bunny. You don't get enough awards for something that just always keeps on going. That bunny gets it. One of the best drummer bunnies of all time.
One of the top three, definitely, no question.
Yeah. Well, speaking of you being the only producer, where do you guys think Boo is tonight? Pants Man.
Okay, I've thought a lot about this.
Oh,
And I think he might just not like us.
oh, he definitely doesn't like us. After you talked for like 4 minutes that one segment, there's no way he likes us anymore.
Yeah.
How about you, Muscleby? Where do you think our compatriot is?
yep. So I thought about this a lot as well. After the
Oh,
conversation yesterday with Boo waiting, for Natalie Portman. I think he's literally sitting, waiting for her to walk in through the door.
That's right. There is a chance. The 413 announcement, of course, is that he probably will meet Natalie Portman's agent or something. So hopefully he's meeting Natalie Portman herself. He just wooed over the agent.
Yep.
He did say explicitly that he was in discussions with her agent, and then kind of quietly suggested that he made it sound like he's probably going to meet her, but I am very skeptical that will actually happen.
Yeah, I just can't see how it would come up. But hey, that would be pretty cool. So hopefully he's doing that. I think he's just rebelling because he hates Easter. Everyone knows he's a Passover guy. I told him he should come on and talk about Passover, and he's like, "No, you know what? I'm just rebelling. Easter's the worst." And then he stormed off, but like on a phone.
You think he hates ham?
I think he hates ham.
No,
Do you think
that's not a thing.
he doesn't keep kosher, does he?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't get talked about. Like I can't like think of the amount of. I can't think of any times in particular I've seen him eating bacon, but I would also be shocked if he had kept kosher.
I feel like he's probably somebody that doesn't care enough to keep kosher. Like he doesn't mind eating non-kosher foods. But I bet because of his job and his life, like he's so often around Judaism that he probably just kind of by default ends up eating a lot less and eats kosher more often than he might choose to otherwise.
Yeah, I could see that. He loves eating with other Jewish people, so it makes sense. Actually, speaking, before we get into our segment tonight, I have a love for gefilte fish. Is that correct, or should I not have that love? Is it grosser than I remember?
No, it's actually pretty good. Some people really hate it, and some people really love it.
I've only had I can only think of like the one time I liked it, but I was like, this is really good, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a specific fish or if it's how you prepare any fish. I have no idea what it is, but it was delightful.
yeah. I also don't know what it is, but I will eat it because it's delicious.
So
I've never had gefilte fish, but my entire experience with gefilte fish is from an episode of King of the Hill, where little Bobby Hill, he's at some church function, and the new pastor brings like gefilte fish as her like dish, and he fucking loves it. He can't get enough. He steals the gefilte fish so that he can eat all of it himself.
Classy.
And then get so miserable sick diarrhea that he winds up like causing some crazy, I don't remember the whole story, but basically he gets fucking ruined from this gefilte fish. And everybody else in the entire show like sniffs it and is like, oh, I'm getting near that. So I've always just assumed it's gross, but I also have never had a chance to try it.
Yeah, I don't think Bobby should be. Just because Bobby likes it doesn't mean it's something you should go for. But I do remember loving
weird,
it.
though, because it's a sweet fish. So
Oh,
yeah, but it's delicious.
It again, the one time it was
like
very
the tuna
good.
pie.
Yeah.
So tuna pie, we were talking about. Oh, were we talking about this on the show?
I think this was before the
This
show.
was pre-show.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got some Filipino friends, and they recommended a fast food restaurant. It's only in a couple cities in America. I'm not gonna predict. I'm not gonna. They haven't paid us any money yet. I won't say their names. But one of the
But it
things
would not
they
be
had,
hard to figure out what they are.
well,
Based on
that
that
I
description.
also keep forgetting the name. Which I think you had to say it on our pre-show call.
Yes.
But anyway, there's not here in America, but in the Philippine version of this place, there's a tuna pie, which when I pressed him about it, he said, yeah, it's like, think of tuna like the fish and think of Hot Pocket like the Hot Pocket. And I was like, that sounds awful. That's the grossest description you could possibly have come up with. I'm 100% sure this thing tastes good, though.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
I mean,
love
I
tuna.
don't like fish or tuna, so I probably wouldn't like it. But I imagine you're right that it does taste good for people who appreciate that taste.
Tuna's like incredible and super versatile. Like you can kind of do anything with tuna and make it work really well.
You can even ruin it by mixing it with mayonnaise.
Wow, that's good.
I actually do
Honest,
like mayonnaise-based things, but I don't like tuna.
Do you guys put a little bit of mustard in your tuna? Well, I guess Jeeves,
what?
do you put some mustard in there?
I mean, I have. I think I've gotten the kinds you can get at the grocery store, I think.
If you get a can and you mix it with mayo and a little bit of mustard, it's delicious.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll do that. Some of them come pre-mustarded though. Are you saying don't do that? Do mix it myself. Earn it.
I don't get those. Do the work.
That does not sound like the muscle V we've
I was
come to
gonna say
know on the
that is
show.
that if ever I've heard your slogan, it's do the work.
Yep, do the work.
Muscle V here to remind you to do the work. I love ham.
Ham's fucking delicious.
I mean, it is fucking delicious. Do the work, baby. All right. So tonight we have gathered here to discuss easily the collective weirdest holiday in the Catholic calendar. This is, of course, Easter coming up this Sunday. So there's a lot of strange traditions that we've hit on a little bit already. So I tasked you guys with coming up with why these traditions exist. So we're gonna do a little bit of history on Easter. Now, Pants Man is our acting czar. You're gonna get to go last, Muscle V, because you did
Hey.
horrible last night. You get to go first. But we're gonna break down the 4 aspects that I found the weirdest of Easter, and we're gonna figure out why they exist the way they do. So the first one, I think you might be able to handle this well. It may involve ham.
Yep.
It's brunch. What do you got, Muscle V? Why do we do brunch for Easter?
So, you guys, Catholics or whoever
We
celebrates it.
prefer we prefer you guys.
Okay, so you guys, first off, you're kind of lazy in the morning, I think.
Do the work.
So yeah, so you're not putting in the work, you're not putting in the time. Also, you probably go to church in the morning on Sundays, so you can't do breakfast. That's why you do brunch, because one, brunch is delicious, two, you guys are lazy, and three, you go to church, most
You're
likely.
really hitting hard on this lazy bit.
Yeah.
You did go really all in on lazy.
It's
Do,
it's bordering on a racial slur. That's all I'm
do,
saying.
do you hate brunch? I
No,
don't think we knew
I
this
said
about you.
I said brunch is delicious. I said that.
But then you proceeded to talk like only monsters would ever do brunch.
No, I said brunch is delicious. I love brunch. But the reason it's brunch on Easter and not breakfast is because of laziness.
Okay.
Because of the inherent flaws of your people.
So, I
You
mean,
get to
other
eat a
than
delicious meal that we all agree is delicious.
yeah, other than going out of your way to be super offensive, you basically just explained that's just when church happens. Is
Yeah.
really your answer, though, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Church in the morning, so you really can't do it. You can't do breakfast. Yeah.
And we're all super. These guys are all super lazy.
Yeah. You guys.
All right. Great.
So it's
Lazy.
so the if I understand it, the order is church, followed by brunch, followed by a trip to the welfare store.
These guys are too lazy to even go to the welfare store. Sorry, what was your third reason? Lazy church. What was the third one?
Brunch is delicious.
Oh, it's just good. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably not the right answer.
You don't know that.
I do actually, because I've thought about it myself. I mean, maybe you don't know this, so maybe I have to educate you. But so Muscle V, I don't know if you know this. Jesus famously had a Last Supper, and this is the
I'm
place
sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. I thought you were going to say last name, and I was so excited.
he did. It was Christ.
Was that his name or his title? I never really understood that.
Christ is a title. Yeah, it's not his
I
name.
think you're pronouncing his name right. I think it's Jesus.
I mean, I guess you're not Catholic, but you can still fuck off. Uh, no, anyway, so he famously had a Last Supper, and famously, this was the last meal he had before getting betrayed and then killed. And so now, us as you call us, lazy, we realized no reason to keep doing supper. That went terribly for our guy. We're going to start doing brunches. So that's why we do
Oh,
Easter brunch.
That makes sense. I thought you were going to say his last meal was a brunch. And it's just like I was excited about it, to be honest.
He brunched it up.
And we celebrate in fulfillment of the scriptures the last time that Jesus ate brunch. No, that's not. It's again, we wizened.
Well,
Okay.
those are interesting theories, but it turns out there is a place where a lot of information about Mr. Jesus and about Christian tradition is written down in a book called
Do you
the
mean the
Holy
internet?
Bible.
Oh,
So I'm going to read from you from Obadiah 4:15.
do you have a
As our
Bible?
Lord and Savior Jesus returned to life, it was and is as it was, not quite early morning, but not quite yet midday. And so the Lord Jesus said unto the people, I have died for thy sins, and returned to bring a blessing upon you. But it is hungry making work, and I would love a bagel or maybe something with eggs. Let us have eat before the long and hungry trip back to heaven to see Dad.
A couple questions.
Yeah,
Did you just commission Morgan Freeman to read that?
that was my best Southern pastor.
You could have done worse. I'll tell you that. You could have done worse.
So there you have
Uh,
it. Jesus was a brunch man.
Second question. Do you have a Bible?
I do actually. Yes.
You know that
Does this
you don't
wait, does this
you
help? Does this help? Do you hear that?
don't you actually do. That's the first time you've done a sound effect that's been picked up by the mic.
I'm
Uh,
I'm constantly doing things that would be visual and trying to make noises that aren't picked up by the mic constantly.
well, you finally got one that is. Um, wow. Must be you're shocked that he owns a Bible, right?
Very, very shocked.
Kind of hard to argue though. I mean, it says it right there in the scriptures. Which one was that?
That was Obadiah 4:15. Anyone can look it up.
Super
The one thing I want to
famous.
point out is that it is a fake book.
Whoa.
It's not the original.
No, it's the
What?
sequel. Just because you lazy people don't want to
Oh,
read the sequel. You've like,
I was
oh, I've read the first book. I've got the gist. We've continued on, idiot.
that was a roller coaster. First, when he said this, I was very nervous because I thought he was about to genuinely start throwing some slurs around. And then I thought he was basically going to say mine's a copy and not the original, which I mean, fair, but
That's a good point.
but I see what you're saying. You're only subscribing to the original Testament, not the Nuevo Testament.
Yeah, I
It'd
don't
be
know
like
what that
stopping
is.
at it'd be like stopping at Harry Potter 1. It'd be fucking crazy.
Well, I can tell you actually, based on just the size and scope of the Old Testament versus the New Testament, the Old Testament goes from page 1 to page 675. The New Testament goes from page 675 to 886. It's like a quarter the size of the Old Testament.
So
So I'm saying it's like reading up to the Half Blood Prince.
oh no. No, it isn't. I think there's sequels past the Bible as well. So I think there's a third
I,
book.
the Deathly Hollows.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you read Harry Potter? They cover the rest of who God sent down to save us. Yeah. Anyway, we won't dig too deep into that. Obadiah 4:15. There you go. Look it up, people. Start reading the Bible if you haven't. It's a page turner.
I mean,
Hard to argue against it though. You have pretty much emphatic proof. Uh,
thank you.
I just had to vet out that you had a Bible because that still seems it's a King James. Is it that?
No. So I have multiple times in my life, as
Oh.
somebody who has never been to church, I've always been curious about the Bible
Yeah,
and
how'd you
wanted
get
to
one
read
if you
it.
didn't steal one?
So I tried to read it as a young like a middle schooler. We had a King James in the house, and I tried to read it, and it was just impenetrable.
Yeah, this might explain why you're atheist.
And then in college, I took a class. I'll go into it in more detail some other time, but I took a class called "The Bible as Literature," which I thought would be a great way to read it and get a sense of what it's about. And good Lord, that was a terrible class with a terrible teacher. We spent the first like 4 weeks on Genesis. Like I think we spent 2 weeks on like that first page. There will be light and all that.
That is,
Like,
I mean, that's funny though. Like you know, there's so many famous Bible stories, and like most of them are from the first 2 pages. It's
oh
like,
yeah,
oh, it's
yeah,
weird that we
that's
burned
right.
through every story. This is crazy.
And
Like, what
then
the hell's in the rest of this
recently,
book?
like right before the pandemic, I found there's something called the New International Version, which is supposed to be a newer translation that's a little bit more modern language. It's easier to read. It's not that dense Shakespearean language of the King James. And so I bought this with the idea that maybe I could read through it. Now I got pretty far. And this is true. This is not a bit I'm doing. I got all the way through Joshua,
The
which is
Bible.
like
Why would this be a bet?
this is like I don't know 1/6 through the book, and then the pandemic hit and I just stopped reading. But yeah, I got pretty far. It's not great literature, to be completely honest with you. It's real. It could use a rewrite. It could use like an editor.
I
But
got news. You can always do that. I won't get commissioned by the church, but you can always try.
but I did use my speed reading skills to just scan around and look for clues about why these Easter traditions might exist, and that's where I found Obadiah 4:15.
Nice. As a good Catholic, I never finished the Bible, but I did try. I got nowhere near as far as you did. I got caught on what is it, Deuterium? Is that a book?
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy. There you
So
go. And they got
Leviticus is pretty
oh
brutal because that's the
no,
one.
sorry. I got caught on Leviticus.
Yeah, that is the one where it's just like Exodus is kind of cool. Like there's some actual stories of like Moses doing shit and wandering in the desert. And then you get to Leviticus and it's like, you know what this one's going to be about? Let's just list a bunch of rituals that nobody's ever going to do in the modern world.
That was fine. I was okay with that. I got caught on. There's like 2 pages on what to do if someone has leprosy in your town, and I was like, this is crazy. Why? Why am I reading this? So I don't think I got through that. Again, I'm a Catholic. We don't really stick to the Bible unless we need to. But still, it's a good reference point. Okay. So the next order of business, we've handled brunch. I think we've covered that in full. This I think might have got hit on in the St. Patty's Day episode. If it isn't, it should be. The bunny is a staple. The Easter bunny is a staple, famous thing of Easter that doesn't inherently make sense. So, Muscle V, can you help us make sense of this? Why is there an Easter bunny involved?
Yes.
What is he doing?
Yep. So when Jesus was out in Nazareth doing what Jesus do.
I will clock you next time I see you for this, by the way.
Nazareth.
Yeah,
Nazareth is actually Nazareth's the worst thing you've said so far. It's even more offensive.
Supposedly he fell asleep or died or whatever for a couple of days.
Oh, sleep or died. No, he died.
When he woke up, he was seeing
It was just a
squirrels.
sustained nap.
So when he woke up, he was seeing squirrels everywhere except for this one white little rabbit or bunny jumping around. He's like, you know what? Making that the mascot of our Easter.
You're saying when he rose from the dead and was going to heaven, he
or woke
saw
up.
squirrels?
Yeah.
Or woke up
yeah.
to heaven.
From his nap.
He saw squirrels,
He saw a
which
bunch
is
of
nothing to
squirrels.
do. We don't honor that moment. He just saw one bunny. It was like, here we go.
Well,
Easter.
nobody's gonna honor squirrels. I'm just gonna be like, oh, squirrels! I want that to be my mascot for this holiday. But the one singular bunny, yeah, of course.
Okay. This is hard to combat because it's crazy. This is a crazy thing that you've just said.
Are you
Squirrels
saying
bunny.
that it's a miracle that there was only one bunny? Like, I don't get what the significance of the bunny is.
Yeah, why have we chosen him to go forward? Because Jesus made eye contact with him? Is that what you're saying?
He saw it and he's like, "Oh my god, this is different than what I'm used to. I'm used to just being around squirrels, and now there's a little bunny jumping around I've never seen before that."
Why is Jesus hanging around so many squirrels? Like, what is his life?
I don't know what he was doing in Nazareth.
Thank you for pronouncing it. Oh, suicide.
Yeah, I got
-1.
-1 for that one.
Broke your ankles.
That was bad.
Well, you were trying to explain whatever the fuck you're saying. Um, wait, what? Sorry, what about Nazareth?
What?
What were you saying before you killed yourself?
Bunnies. I don't know. I forget. I was trying to win.
The Nazareth sound like something out of Lord of the Rings.
That's just right. Okay, so just when he died or woke up, he made eye contact with a bunny. There's nothing else to addend him there, right?
What
Sure.
else do you need?
Sure. Yep.
Okay, great. So no, the Easter
That
bunny.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt again, but I do feel like that is it's the kind of thing you would expect a religion to do, right? Like the savior like glances over towards an animal and it's nothing. It means absolutely nothing. But all the like disciples are just like, oh my god, that bunny. He looked at it. Like it's gotta mean something, right? Like let's start worshiping that bunny.
So I do want to point one thing out real quick. I did actually go to Nazareth, and this is true, and there
Oh
were
my
a lot
god.
of squirrels. So I don't think I'm far off from my guess here.
Isn't it like deserty? Like,
It is
is there
deserty.
squirrels in the desert?
Yeah, there's still squirrels. Squirrels
Are
everywhere.
there?
Everywhere.
Is that true? They love
Damn
trees and stuff.
squirrels.
Everywhere.
Okay. My daughter's obsessed with squirrels, by the way. Unrelated to Easter, but she just like goes apeshit when she sees one. Anyway,
Squirrels are great.
yeah, squirrels are fine. Um, so this is actually the Easter Bunny comes post Jesus's life, has nothing to do with him rising from the dead. This was actually the first time we celebrated Easter. Uh, we determined we needed to do brunch, right? We're not going to do the Last Supper mistake. That would be stupid. We're going to have brunch. But like the Catholics, their leader just got killed. And they're like, shit, this is not good. How are we going to do this? How are we even going to get food? Like, we're getting killed left and right out here. But there was this one bunny. I don't know if you've heard of him. His name's Peter Rabbit. He came and actually helped steal all the food for the first Easter brunch. So we now honor him by blowing him up and making him a white bunny.
I just love that your knowledge and depth of insight into the history of the Catholic Church is that you think Jesus was walking around and when he died, his disciples were already calling themselves Catholics and going, "Oh man, our leader left. What are we gonna do? We're Catholics."
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're Christians, of course, they called themselves. But yeah.
I don't think they called themselves that either, but whatever.
I mean, maybe they were like Christ goers back then. I don't know. I don't know what they called themselves. They don't
Groupies.
cover.
I think they call themselves groupies.
They didn't cover that in Leviticus. All right. I don't know.
It
The important thing is that they had a rabbit help them get their food.
does sound important, but false. Because once again, through my forensic reading of the Bible, I have uncovered Ezekiel 51:12. And I quote, "Whereas when our Lord and Savior Jesus was born, he was surrounded by the animals of the manger. Now, twixt his death, he is surrounded by small rodents and vermin upon the earth. But as death approached, Jesus said unto the animals, Blessed be the rabbit for its gentle nature and vegetarian diet. Cursed be those giant, dad-damned rats who look ready to feast upon my bread. Thou art gladdest to be up on this cross, and not where those monsters can get at my flesh."
Where'd Morgan Freeman go?
Was that the same voice?
That was a different voice. I couldn't place it though. I would say like
I'm very consistent in my voice.
Sounded British, didn't it? A little British.
I was thinking maybe it was Kenneth the Page is trying to do a Morgan Freeman. Maybe I don't know. It didn't quite land that way, but it was very different. There's at least 2 people in your apartment with you. How much I
Well,
know.
all right.
That's crazy though. So he just hates rabbits. Did I get that right?
Well, I think no. He likes the rabbits. The rabbits
Oh, he
are
hates
vegetarians.
the
He's cool
rats.
with them because he's nervous on the cross that these rats are going to start nipping at his heels, basically.
Is this like a metaphorical rat or like actual rats?
Well, it's the Bible, and as they say, it is all literally true. So
I thought that, by the way, when you were talking about your Bible class, I thought you were going to say the Bible is literal was the class name. When you said,
that'd be
what the
good.
fuck was that class called?
The Bible as literature.
Sorry, the Bible as literal is what I thought the class was going to be. Which would be great.
That
I would
was, by the
totally,
way,
would totally go to that class.
that class was bananas. It was an hour and 15 minutes long, but we had like a 15-minute break because the teacher was so old and geriatric that he just couldn't last that long. And
That's
um
funny.
and it's the only class I've ever been in where we were assigned a spite paper.
A what?
So a spite paper. So
Oh,
this was where the basically I don't remember exactly the details. I'm probably butchering it, but basically that we were reading some part in the Old Testament about the Jews being persecuted and basically the professor who was himself Jewish was arguing that this is um, kind of a story, that it's not literally some of the things in here are not historically accurate, that they were crafting a narrative of themselves as victims, as being persecuted because it made them feel like the underdog and it gave them a sense of purpose or whatever. And a woman who was in the class who was a Christian and was like an evangelical, she kind of raised her hand and was like, well, I think I disagree with you. I actually do think this is literally what happened. I don't think it's a metaphor. I don't think it's a story. I don't. And she's like, I think this is the truth. And he got into like this sort of heated argument with her where he's basically like, I'm smarter than you. You're an idiot. You're dumb. And I'm right. And she was like, I just don't agree with you. I think that this could be. And she was being very polite about it. And he was being an outward dick.
classic old people.
So when it's clear she's not going to just accept, like, even just to placate him, she's not just going to be like, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. He stops everything to look at the rest of the class who are just watching this happen.
Of course.
And he says, all right, how about this? All of you for next week when you come in, I want you all to turn in a paper. We're going to write a very simple 1-page paper and just tell me what you think is the case. Like, just basically write out your argument for why you think that this is either this way or that way. And it could not be more obvious that he was basically saying to this woman, if you want to pass this class, I will bury you if you don't agree with me. And basically forcing all of us to write a paper regurgitating what he thinks, purely on the basis of him not liking being called out.
I love that as a teacher. I mean, it's horrible for teachers to do that, but as a character, this guy is great.
He was wild. I mean, that's genuinely a class where I lost my mind. I mean, I turned in, like, I still have. It's the only notebook from college that I kept. It's a physical notebook, and it's like the first few pages are really earnest, like note taking, carefully trying to like gather information from what we're discussing in class. And then as you get further into the notebook, it starts to be a little bit more just kind of, doodling in the margins and much less diligent note taking. And then you get a little bit further in, and I'm like drawing little cartoons. I'm inventing little stories. And then there's literally like a page and a half. And again, this is freehand. This is written out in pen. There's like a page and a half that is written, all work and no play make Jack a dull boy, over and over and over again. Like I'm
Yeah, I was
in
gonna
The
say you
Shining.
literally did The
I
Shining.
literally did this in class. I wrote it out over and over and over and over and
Yeah,
over and over and over again,
I
like a
remember seeing
madman.
this. This did happen. I can confirm. It
Yeah,
was before. It was before I saw The Shining, so I was like, "You're weird." Then it
it's
turns out
it,
you are.
It's one of those artifacts of my life that I will move with me to every place I ever live. I will never get rid of it.
Well, yeah, but it's paid dividends. Like, think about how well you've done so far with all that knowledge you've gotten from that class.
Not 1 minute of my forensic Bibleing is from that class. It's all self-taught.
I disagree. I think you're using that right now.
Yeah, I think you wouldn't know about Obadiah 4:15 if it wasn't for that old guy who was very stubborn.
Yep.
You can say that, but I did the work.
All right, cool. So anyway, rabbits were vegetarian, I think was the summary. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we were close. Muscle V. All right, so we've handled brunch. We've covered the Easter rabbit himself. Easter bunny is what we always call him. Sorry.
Easter rabbit.
Easter rabbit's like the knockoff one you get at like the Halloween store. Anyway, so there's another peculiar thing that we've hit on a couple of times tonight already is that there's the Easter eggs, which if you don't think about it, makes perfect sense. If you think about it for 2 seconds, fucking crazy because bunnies don't do eggs. What the fuck's going on? Muscle V, can you clear this up for us?
Yeah, clearly marketing campaign to make money. They want you to buy eggs. They want you to buy dye. Simple as that.
What? Yeah. Okay, but where did they come up with the idea even?
It was a marketing campaign. They're like, hey, we can make a ton of money. Like the egg people are like, hey, we should sell more eggs. And the
So
food
you're
coloring
saying this is
people,
Big Egg? Big Egg did this.
big egg and big coloring, food coloring people.
Big coloring.
Yeah, they combine forces and they're like, let's make a shit ton of money for this one day.
Why?
In
Why
fact, it's
don't?
90% of their sales.
Why don't they? Why didn't Big Egg and Big Coloring get together for any of the other holidays then?
Because they're like, this is our time to shine.
Where does Big Ham play into all this?
Yeah. How come Big Ham didn't get involved?
Big Ham's a different story. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about dyed eggs.
I don't want to talk about ham. I'm very sensitive about the ham. I like the ham. Leave the ham out of this.
We're talking
The ham
about
didn't do
eggs right
anything.
now.
Ham is innocent.
I'm sorry. I just need to get this figured out though. So you're saying I get Big Egg and Big Coloring come together. Why did they choose Easter?
It seemed like the right time.
What? Why?
I wasn't there. I wasn't in the board meetings.
You weren't in the room.
Yeah, I wasn't in the room when it happened.
They're just like, you know what? We're picking one day of the year. We're going all fucking out.
Yep.
We're gonna pick one religion's holiday. We're gonna make sure it doesn't appeal to every single person.
Yep.
Okay. I think there's. I mean, you hear the problems with.
I don't hear any problems with it.
Like, why didn't they try to appeal to the Jews, for instance, your people?
The Jews hate coloring eggs.
Oh.
That was like a focus group they did.
They figured out that Christians would just be fucking hyped for this.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, Christian kids love coloring shit. Let's throw some eggs in there.
It's crazy. They just love painting eggs. It's what a weird find from our market research, but we found it.
Yeah.
So we're running with it. Again, there's other holidays, but nope, we're going after just Easter.
Yeah. I mean, they make bank on Easter.
Forget Christmas, the one where you spend a lot of money historically anyway. All right. We should probably talk to the execs of Big Egg and Big Coloring. I think they've dropped the ball. They should at least push for twice a year, I think. If there's no symbology whatsoever, it's strictly a ploy to make money. We should go after at least 2 days of the year, I would think.
I mean, I would agree, but I'm not in the room when where it happened.
At this point, they've made all that dyed egg sale. Like they must have at least covered their initial expenses.
Yeah, I would think so.
What? Yeah. Okay. All right. So, once again, I'm using the New Testament.
I'm gonna go before you, if that's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it your? I thought you already went.
Just like
I was so flustered. I was so flustered by Big V.
Big V.
I don't know what's happening.
I think big coloring has got to you. I think you're in trouble.
Man.
No, I am gonna go ahead and take my turn.
Please.
Thank you, buddy. Uh, anyway, um, so you've. I'm gonna take you back. It was the first brunch after Jesus's death. This bunny, he shows up. He helps. He does all of the shit, right?
Wait, what?
He gets all the food for brunch, and there's like, this is amazing.
Like Ratatouille? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, were you not listening to my previous part? Why there's a bunny in the first place?
Apparently not. Can you remind me?
Yeah, I don't remember that
He,
either.
he gathered all of the food for the first brunch. He stole it because he's a little bunny. He's Peter Rabbit, remember? And he snuck into what's this fuck's garden. And that was how they did Easter brunch the first time. Because you don't remember any of this? I covered it like
Yeah.
I was
don't know, 10
I was
minutes ago.
so down the pardon my pun rabbit hole with
Fuck off.
with with the conspiracy between Big Egg. Everything else fell out of my brain.
You blocked it out.
Whose turn it was?
Okay, well, you slowly recover, and I've now recapped my previous round. I'm gonna go to the current round we're on, which is why there's dyed fucking eggs in the first place. So first part we have to address is why there's eggs. Obviously, you could think brunch. That's a good egg holiday, or that's a good egg meal. That's not it, because again, we decide to dye them. So what they did was I think it was the Jews that killed Jesus, I believe. Can you confirm that?
Allegedly.
It was
Let's not get
not.
sued.
It was not.
Okay. Okay. You don't want any heat for that guy who I think you guys think is imaginary, or at least is just a regular guy. Anyway, so they're trying to hunt the rest of Jesus's compatriots, the Christians, as they call themselves already. Yes, they got an early start, but they didn't want their brunch to be disturbed. So what they started to do was they painted these eggs that they bought too many eggs for brunch, or I'm sorry, Peter stole too many eggs for brunch, and so they're like, "Fuck, we don't want the rest of brunch to be taken. Let's take these eggs, dye them, and it'll throw all the Jews off our scent. They'll be like, what the fuck's going on with these eggs? I'm not fucking with this. This is crazy. I'm not going anywhere where people color eggs. This is horrifying." And they fled. The Jews let them eat their brunch in peace after that.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. So the dyed eggs saved brunch.
I mean, it sounds pretty airtight.
Yeah, I'll probably have to recap this in about 10 minutes, so no need to hang on it too long.
Well, it's all, of course, horseshit. Because we know what happened.
Instead of saying horseshit, can you say bunny poop for this episode?
It's all bunny turds.
Okay.
And the size of a horse. And I can just read straight from
not what horseshit means.
I am now going to very seriously, and I mean seriously, read from Nahum 3:1.
I'm concerned after Big Coloring got to you that you won't be able to read.
Not gonna lie, this one is pretty gruesome and pretty serious. Like, I'm gonna have to really get in the right mode. Okay. Channel. Okay.
Take a deep breath and then remind us what the passage is.
Nahum 3:1.
Are you saying Juan?
Juan.
You say Quan.
Is it written that way, or are you doing a third character?
3:1. Anyway. Woe to the city of blood, full of lies, full of plunder, never without victims. The crack of whips, the clatter of wheels, galloping horses and jolting chariots, charging cavalry, flashing swords and glittering spears. Many casualties, piles of dead, bodies without number. Yet a man has to eat. and so arms are set down to enjoy a small morsel of chick egg prepared in the way of the boil. And it was that the blood of thine enemies stained thine eggshell, and it looked kind of neat.
Okay. Nahum 3:1. You know how you talked about the other day you wanted to be a D&D DM?
Yeah.
Use that voice. Save that voice for later. That is a perfect D&D voice.
Okay. I gotta say, I was with that voice. I was starting off trying to channel back the original Morgan Freeman. It very quickly was apparent it was not coming, and then I kind of felt like
by the first syllable. You mean?
Well, the first like 2 words, I was like, actually, this feels a little bit more George Takei, and I was like, I can do that. I can do a George Takei voice. And then that, as soon as I pinpointed an actual voice to mimic, like I could have just read it without thinking about it, and it might have sounded like George Takei. Instead, I thought about it, and immediately didn't sound like anybody.
I mean, it was deep, ominous, and brooding. It perfectly fit the clash of swords that led to bloody eggs, which we now sell. That is totally fits in with crazy ass holiday traditions. I can't believe I can't believe we left that on the table. We really fucked up.
I don't think so. I think we're fine.
Well, I mean, we got it wrong. You heard him.
I don't believe it. I don't know this
believe
Swan guy.
No,
The Swan guy.
The Quan guy.
No. It's the number Juan.
Yeah, I don't trust
Nahum
3
Juan.
I don't trust Nahum 3 Quan.
Well, it's not. They're not named after. The books aren't named after guys. There's 4. Bible's so weird. There's 4 authors that collectively wrote 40 books or some shit. I don't know. Actually, I don't know the Jewish side. I don't know how the book the Old Testament works.
It was written,
anyway.
it was written correctly.
No, but by who? How many authors there were?
Single one. God.
No,
Ooh,
that's not.
checkmate.
That's not how it works.
That's exactly how it works.
God never co-signed that.
He didn't have to co-sign because he just wrote it. He signed it.
You'll recall in that book, he has Moses carve shit on a stone tablet. Like he's not writing stuff directly to us.
Well, and I do want to say, like, no disrespect to the people of Judaism, but some people call them the Jewish people. I call them the people of Judaism. But that's
because you're not a lazy Catholic. You're willing to do the work.
Exactly, I'll do the work. It does seem pretty obvious that Jesus was the Son of God. That Christianity's right, because why would he have called it the Old Testament if there wasn't going to be a New Testament? You know what I mean? Like he called it the Old Testament.
He didn't call it the Old Testament. True. He called it the Testament.
No, he didn't.
It says it right here on the book. It says old, right in the book.
Yeah, the book you're looking at, right?
Yeah, this is the one God wrote, right?
not that one.
He even no. He even signed it. It's when he's inscribed. He says
God.
Yeah, it says hugs and kisses, God.
No, that's not how people sign books. That's how people sign cards.
Every handwritten thing I've ever received in the mailbox has been signed with hugs and kisses. I don't know what to tell you.
Could you imagine? He's like, "Oh, I'll send a card down. I'll chat with them." And then they're like, God, this is too long of a card. We're humans. We don't have time to read this. It's going to take my whole life to get through your card.
You know what I'm really going to do, though, now that I've thought of it? I'm going to 100% write in the front of this Bible, like on the first page, I'm going to write a little message and sign it God and then give it to like Goodwill or something.
Oh, that's fucked up. Because you know that someone's going to find it and eventually, it probably won't be the person that buys it, but someone's going to find it and they're going to think God actually wrote it.
Plus, when you listen to this podcast, they're going to be like, oh my God, God did write it. It was said on the podcast.
Are you calling Pants Man God?
No.
I thank you for your servitude. Anyway,
Don't
No,
do
I
that.
mean
Don't let that.
there
That's
is
going to go to his head.
look, there is at this point in this moment, I would say a 15% chance that I'm at some point soon going to go to the Goodwill, buy whatever Bibles they've currently got on the shelf, sign them as God, and then return them to the Goodwill.
You're
Not return
gonna
them. I will donate them, but like let them resell them with that inscription.
you're gonna cause mayhem in the Midwest. It's gonna trickle over to there, and there's gonna be problems. You don't do this. We already have enough going on right now. We don't need people to think that God's writing to them directly. Okay. All right, we've solved a couple of the issues that I had with Easter so far. We've handled brunch. We've handled the Easter bunny, who I'm no longer calling the Easter rabbit. So go me. We've handled the dyed eggs that clearly didn't come from the bunny itself. There's one last issue we got to nail down, and that, of course, is the Easter egg hunt. So, must be why do we hunt eggs, which are notoriously not mobile?
Yep.
So hunt is an interesting term we've used.
Yep. So people love this dyed eggs idea, right? And they're like,
This
hey,
dye egg thing.
like, hey, big egg, what else can we do with these eggs? Like, I feel like we just dye them and stuff, but what else can we do with them? So big egg's like, huh, let me think about it. So they put out a poll online, and guess who came to them? Big scavenger
Big.
hunt.
Oh,
Big
I
scavenger hunt and Big Egg got together and they're like, hey, if we hide these eggs, I feel like we can make some more money off of this. That's where you get
I don't want to.
the egg hunt from.
I mean that's a an intriguing theory. I gotta
big
say,
big
I almost feel
scavenger
like
hunt is insidious.
I do feel like given that pig scavenger hunt, I don't know what that
Oops.
industry is. I feel like it might make more sense that maybe uh, the egg industry was like, oh, we want to jack up the price of these eggs. Let's have some artificial scarcity. We're gonna hide the eggs.
Well,
Why are you helping?
that could be your
Why are
theory.
you
It's not my
why are
theory.
you helping him? This is,
I
you
just
first
thought that would be
you
a
pro-
better
knowing your Bible study, you probably
explanation.
have the answer. Why are you helping him with
Well,
these false
I haven't looked this
prophecies?
one up yet. I'm gonna
It's
have to look this one up when
not
we get
false. This is
my
written
turn.
in the book. Did you not see it in the book?
So I have a qualm with yours.
Don't
Um,
don't.
how I have it. It's already been qualmed. What? How does Big Scavenger Hunt make money? The eggs are already sold. The colorings are already sold. How where?
It's not about the money for them. It's the recognition and the name out there. The
No one knows what Big
They're
Scavenger.
doing it for exposure.
exposure
Pantsman doesn't even
exactly.
know the industry. He doesn't even know who the players are.
But that's because he's not Christian.
Is that why?
Yes, it
They're
is.
only appeal. They're also only appealing to the Christians one day of the year.
Who? Okay, who else does the Easter stuff? Only Christians, right? Why would they appeal
Yeah,
to other people?
but there's. I don't think there's any holidays where just two religions randomly go all in on it. This is
Yeah,
Uh,
it's not like the Christians are getting in on that sweet unleavened bread territory that
yeah.
the Jews have going for them.
Let's team up for Ramadan. Uh. Anyway, the theory makes no goddamn sense, but I don't trust Big Scavenger Hunt, so I guess anything's in play. I think they're the people that probably started the escape the rooms, which is just, hey, lock me in a room, pay me money to get out of a room I've locked you in, right?
yeah, I mean that's a good way of making money too.
Classic Big Scavenger Hunt. Again, I don't. They don't make any money from the Easter egg hunt by your own omission,
It's
though. Admission.
exposure. It's exposure.
No, it isn't.
Getting their name out there.
But but it's like a secret thing. You even get their name out there.
If you know, you know.
I don't know. Even after you've said this
If you know,
nonsense.
you don't need the exposure. Terrible, just terrible.
Can somebody write into Big Scavenger Hunt and tell them they're a bunch of idiots? Come at us, Big Scavenger Hunt. Explain your goddamn self. This makes no sense. Your plan's horrible. Your marketing team is horrible. Okay.
I'm gonna send Big Scavenger Hunt a Bible with a note from God telling them they're horrible.
That's very funny. Big Scavenger Hunt's clearly a godless people, though, so I don't think it'll work.
Mm.
You should tell them it's from the devil and then send an egg with it, like smashed in the front. Okay. Anyway, that's clearly incorrect. It makes no goddamn sense. It's a horrible plan. I don't even think Big Scavenger Hunt would ever get in on this. They would also appeal to a wider audience. So the real
Now,
answer.
no, wait. Before you give your answer, I
Mhm.
feel like
Thank you for
me.
letting me go this time.
Sorry, I have to interrupt because I feel like Muscle V has clearly been weaving a thread through all of his
Uh-huh.
explanations, and mine are all coming from the Bible. I feel like you haven't even given us anything yet. We don't know anything about your ideas. Like you haven't told us a single thing so far.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Just,
I don't remember you talking at all. Have you said stuff about this?
When
I've
did
gone
you
every
join this?
gone every round. I've gone every round. Okay. I will quickly recap that you guys have heard 400 times, but it's fine. It's fine. I will do this. I will be the hero. I will be. I don't know if you guys realize Jesus and Jeeves very close to each other. So, like, just to be fair, okay. It's fine. It's fine. I will handle it. So, just to quickly recap, we as Catholics or we as Christians decided we're not doing a supper anymore. We're doing brunches. It's safer. People don't try to kill us at brunches. Peter Rabbit helps. He collects all the food. And then that's because we're scared for first Easter that we're going to get killed too, like Jesus did. No one wants to get hung on a cross anymore. That seemed horrible. We watched it, blah, blah, blah. So we dyed some eggs to save brunch. Obviously, that's what you would do to throw off the Jews in pursuit. However, um, we realized afterwards, after we finished brunch, we were leisurely about it. It's brunch. We're not going to hurry through, even if we're in imminent danger. We were like, yo, that egg thing was fucking dope. It worked really well. The Jews didn't bother us a single time during our meal. Um, but like the Jews were confused, so they kind of like tossed the eggs around. They tried to like test out the eggs. They're like, this is crazy. Why are they paying the eggs? And they flee, eventually being horrified. But they'd scattered the eggs all throughout 6 very large fields. And so us, kind of being lazy Christians, we didn't want to have to do the work again next year. We're like, let's reuse the eggs next year. We've already fucking painted them. We don't have to do it again if we go collect them. So they sent out the kids and they picked up all the eggs for reuse.
So
I
you
like how
said
that just kind of ended.
you said you don't do supper anymore, right?
We don't do supper anymore. That's right.
All right, yeah, that's right. That's the last thing I heard.
Oh
I
my god.
um
Oh my
I
god.
I love what I love is the phrase "Jews in Pursuit." That feels like a great band name.
Yeah. Yeah, that does sound or that'd be a good movie or a game. Muscle V, how about we make a game, Jews in Pursuit?
Ah,
We'll have a battle royal mode so we can play it for free.
that sounds great. Actually, Jews would love that.
They'd have to. They would have to love it. So
What are you
yeah,
gonna make?
yeah, we're gonna make them love it. Us and Big Scavenger Hunt. I think I figured out the answer for you, Pants Man. So you probably don't even have to read the Bible for this one. I don't think.
Well, I'll be honest. I did not get this far. The Bible's long, you guys.
It's long.
Um, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna keep reading. I'm just gonna read from the last part. So I'm up to Nahum 4:6, and
Oh.
I'll just see if there's anything here.
Okay.
Um,
Almost no
if
chance. But hey, who knows?
almost no chance. I mean, it's a big, thick book, but I'm gonna give it a shot, and we'll just see what comes of it. Probably nothing, but let's see what happens.
Okay.
Nahum 4:6.
Hopefully this isn't about leprosy.
And so the men realized, given so many dead, there were probably more eggs to be enjoyed buried in the crimson bloodbath of bodies before thee.
Oh
While
no.
morbid and sorrowful, the search for more eggs betwixt the fallen comrades and foes alike proved a rightly jaunt of an afternoon. Huh.
Well, thankfully
Well,
that
there you
worked
go.
out. Oh my God,
Yeah.
is that horrifying? I didn't know that. Is
Yeah.
that
They were just
so-
hungry for more eggs, and they knew everybody had a packed lunch back then, a little brown bag. So
They're digging through dead bodies. That's horrifying. And that now we have our kids do that to remember that, I guess.
Well, think about it. Like an egg, you know, it's got its own wrapper. I mean, it's gonna be good still. It's like a banana. Like you would eat a banana off a dead guy.
It's not the it's honestly, I am embarrassed by this, but it's not the fact that they ate it after finding it off the dead bodies. It's just the rooting through the dead bodies that's my
Sure,
problem.
sure. No, it's not ideal, but you know, it was the olden times.
And I mean, they didn't even have like the tech, like they had to go with their hands, I think. They didn't even have rakes back then.
I honestly, for the era, I don't even think they minded.
Just an activity they would have done anyway.
I mean, what else are they gonna do? They don't have
Oh,
Breaking Bad yet. Like, come
oh,
on.
thank goodness there was a war, I think was the impetus for this.
Yeah.
This really worked out. It really made my afternoon. I can go on an egg hunt. Well, must be. I hope you feel as foolish as I do. We did horribly, I think.
No, I still think that my answer is correct.
No, Pastman gave us the answers. Like, I don't know what you're not getting
I
about
don't
this.
trust this guy.
No, it's
Wait. This guy
God.
meaning me or the Bible's writer God? That you already
Hon
said God wrote it.
No, but
honestly,
you're not reading
yes.
the one that God wrote.
Oh boy.
You're reading the one
You
that Arthur wrote.
you are reading.
Arthur.
Yeah, King Arthur.
Oh,
Oh boy. You really
do you?
don't understand any of this, do you?
Did you hear the word author? Do you think?
No,
Okay.
King Arthur. You have to pull the sword out of the stone.
Yeah, no, that's a different guy who did not write anything. Look, there's King James, but there's also whoever
I
Pantsman
know there were
found.
swords in the last part of the Bible you just heard, but that wasn't the specific sword that was in a stone.
I saw the
And even
movie. I know what I heard.
What?
well, you know that Mussolini doesn't watch movies; he only listens to them.
Right.
Everyone knows that.
He's so busy eating ham that he doesn't really even have
Uh,
any room for watching things.
It's actually a great idea. Instead of popcorn, just bring ham
Oh
to a
my
movie
god.
theater.
Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
um, for very real, today we were trying to figure out what to do for dinner, and I proposed to Lil Fuse ham and pierogies, and she got very mad at that suggestion. But then she just said, like, what are we gonna do? Fucking roll up the ham? And I was like, oh my God, rolled ham? That's great. Why don't we do that all the time?
That sounds awesome.
Doesn't that sound great?
I'm just slightly confused. You're talking when you say hamburgers, do you mean you wanted the pasta of the pierogi to be made out of ham?
No, but that's a good idea too,
That would
though.
be perfect.
Hang on to that idea. We'll come back to that. That sounds great. No, just like some slices of deli ham with some pierogies,
Oh, okay.
which is then why the
Not the
rolled
ham
ham came up.
steaks, like a ham slice.
Not a whole ham hock. Definitely just thin deli slices that we have in our fridge. Which I think now rolled ham probably makes more sense to you because rolling up a big chunker like that would be
Right.
crazy.
I did not understand what you were talking about.
But now you're on board, right? Rolled ham. How good does that sound?
It's really good. I mean, there are a few things in this life that I think are better than not rolled ham, but rolled salami. You get a little bit of cream cheese on
Oh,
that salami,
yeah.
roll that shit up. If you
Why
add
are we
like a pickle to it too, great.
why aren't we doing that with more meats? Yeah, we only do it with bacon and salami for some reason. And prosciutto, but only with asparagus for some reason. I don't know.
I like asparagus, but don't ruin my prosciutto.
Agreed. Prosciutto is a fantastic slice. Well, anyway, guys, I think we did. I mean, me and you must have. We didn't do great, but we tried awful hard. I think. And Pastor, we do appreciate you reading the Bible. I know that was a slog for you, and thankfully it worked out right there at the end, and you caught all four. But I think we learned a lot here, right, guys?
I learned so many things.
Yeah, like big coloring.
Yeah, I gotta say, even though it wasn't necessarily accurate in terms of how it related to Easter, I'm now pretty confident that the Illuminati is just big coloring.
It does
So
make sense. Yeah, makes a
that's
lot of
how the dollar
sense.
bill got green in the first place. It
Oh
makes
my
tons of
God.
sense.
It's all the dots are connecting.
Quickly, too. We should make a YouTube. Oh, this is a YouTube. Oh, all right, great. We just have to circle some things and we'll be fine. Okay, I think we can skip listener mail tonight. Why don't we go on it around the horn and get on out of here? What do you guys say?
Yeah.
Good with that.
All right, Muscle B, what do you have for us?
Yeah, we need Big Egg to come up with more ideas because dyed eggs and egg hunts was fine, but like we need more.
Appeal to a broader audience.
Yeah.
Pants Man, what do you have for us?
Peel an egg for a broader audience.
Jesus Christ. Why? What would Boo say?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think, Morgan Freeman's cool.
Dead on. Honest to God, why don't you just fill his role every night he's not here? Dead on.
I
Uh,
kept trying to do his voice as the Bible, but it kept being other voices.
just pretend we're about to leave. That's when you have his voice down, Pat.
Pretty much.
And as always, I want to thank all of you if you're still with us tonight. I hope you had as much fun as we did figuring out all of the ins and outs of Easter. But if you didn't, shoot us a message. We've got listener mail, of course, which we sometimes do read. You can hit us up on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, maybe Twitter. You can just send it to random Gmails. I don't care. Maybe make a Reddit post. It might come to us. Write it in a Bible and drop it off at your nearest Goodwill. It'll make its way to us almost for sure. But until then, Cod Daddy's out.
Peace.